It turns out that when Donald Trump said this, he was being serious.
$8 million for making mice transgender. This is real.
And it turns out that Democrats really did approve $8 million to try and turn perfectly good little mice into trans mice. And my team spent the day trying to figure out why Democrats felt the need to spend money on something like that, and we couldn't find anything. Trans mice with no explanation why. But we do know that typically medical procedures intended for humans one day usually start as experiments on mice, meaning Democrats wanted to fund a trans mice program to one day create trans people, which fits perfectly with their everyone should have an abortion mantra because they don't want more people. And just as a reminder, if you have a sex change operation, you can no longer reproduce. You are sterile, meaning you can never have children, ever. And I seriously don't know why anyone would want trans mice, little trans mice scurrying around the house. Are they going to have trans male mice trying to play in female mice sports? Democrats would be all for that. We know that. And when you go to the hardware store, you're going to say, hi, do you guys sell mice traps? I've got a mouse at my house. Trans mice traps. Do you have those? Well, we've got regular mouse traps. No, this is a trans mouse running around my house, I can tell. Do you have trans mice traps? CNN was even forced to quietly correct their fact check on Wednesday morning. According to CNN, the trans mice claim from the president was fake, according to their fact check website. But like so many things in the age of Donald Trump, the trans mice thing was absolutely true, to the point where CNN is now being forced to point out that the American people actually support what DOGE is uncovering.
This, to me, was one of the more shocking figures that I saw. Made me go, wait a minute, hold on one second. Whoa, Americans on Trump and Joe's efforts. Musk and DOGE should influence government spending and operations. Look at this. 54%. The majority say that he and they should. How about approve of Trump trying to cut staff at government agencies? Again, you get a majority here. 51%. So, yeah, Elon Musk might not be that popular, but these cuts and the idea of spending cuts, at least within the federal government and cutting at government agencies, that actually has majority support.
$8 million for trans mice. A real thing. And if you were looking for an easy way to describe to your friends and your family the differences between the current administration and the previous administration, there are 2 American astronauts who are still stuck up there in outer space. They're still out there right now, 9 months and counting, because Joe Biden didn't want to accept Elon Musk's offer to help out, to have SpaceX come in and try to rescue them. And even the astronauts themselves seem to be aware of that now. Take a look.
My question relates to Elon Musk has said that he made the offer to bring you guys back earlier and that it was denied. My first question is that true? And if so, what would that have looked like? Was he offering to make another flight, push seats on another flight? Could you give us some background there?
I can only say that Mr. Musk, what he says is absolutely factual. We have no information on that, though, whatsoever. What was offered, what was not offered, who it was offered to, how that process went. That's information that we simply don't have.
The guy in the middle, by the way, is not a reporter. How'd he get there? Why don't they go home with him? No, he's one of the astronauts. It turns out that Elon Musk offered to help, and Joe Biden said no, because by that time, Elon Musk had already endorsed Donald Trump over the summer. And Joe Biden didn't want to give Trump the political win by giving Elon Musk a chance to look like an American hero by refusing to let him rescue our astronauts. Think about that. That's Joe Biden. Everything I just said is absolutely true, by the way. And instead of those 2 astronauts being home right now with their families, they're still stuck in space as we speak. A mission that was supposed to last 6 days. 6 days, they've been up there for 9 months. Think about that. All because the stubbornness of Joe Biden. So Donald Trump has had a very good week. And as he has a very good week, Democrats have had a very bad week. But what's different between today and before the election? Democrats, many Democrats that are probably going to run for president in 4 years, know how pathetic their party is right now.
Any Democrats you admire out there right now?
Democrats I respect.
Were you a
Bobby
Manchin
Kennedy
type?
I respect. Tulsi Gabbard.
Why are you laughing? Why are you smiling?
Because they're on our team now. Because
interesting.
you guys kicked out your best people. It's like the people that were into. This is a great point, though, Governor. Is that Bobby Kennedy was a heterodox opinion on a thing that a lot of people were concerned about. Get him out. He's an anti-vaxxer. Yeah. Tulsi Gabbard, who was an anti-war. Get her out. She's a Russian agent. Yeah. Do you guys see how you have an unhealthy purification process where eventually you're left with just a 31% approval rating?
Yeah.
Does Gavin Newsom have any other shirts? Does he have another shirt? Get another shirt. He's always in that shirt, doing the weird, handsy thing. What you just witnessed right there was the official start of Gavin Newsom's 2028 campaign, and that's going to continue for the next 4 years, whether you like it or not, until a Gavin Newsom Stephen A. Smith ticket comes together. If you think I'm kidding, I'm serious. I also think it's a mistake to underestimate Gavin Newsom. I know we've got 4 years to go, but I wish Charlie Kirk didn't sit down with him. Why throw him a lifeline? They are drowning. Why help him by putting him on your platform, a conservative platform? More on that in a moment. But until we get to 2028, Democrats are still trying to figure out how to fight Donald Trump because right now they've got absolutely nothing. And nothing they've done in the past has worked. They impeached Donald Trump twice. It didn't work. The January 6th committee didn't work. They tried to bankrupt him. It didn't work. They tried to put him in jail. That didn't work. They tried to kill him. That didn't work. They called him a Nazi. It didn't work. They called him a racist. It didn't work. They called him a sexist. It didn't work. Russiagate didn't work. They called him Hitler, and that didn't work. So now they're trying something new. This week, according to two brilliant House Democrats, Donald Trump is trying to bring back slavery. Yes, you heard me correctly. Donald Trump, according to two House Democrats, is trying to bring back slavery.
And as they have decided to go after immigrants and things like that, and they've said, oh, they taking your black jobs. They taking your black jobs. Not really. They are obviously jobs that they want us to go back to, such as work in the fields, all right?
It puts us back to when America was great and we were picking cotton and all of it, doing the productivity that they're putting my Latino brothers and sisters who migrate here to do that work.
That gentleman that you just heard from is Georgia Congressman Hank Johnson, who's not one of the more brilliant leaders in the Democratic Party. The wheel's turning, yes, but the hamster is not doing so well. Hank Johnson is also very concerned with the small island of Guam. Hank apparently doesn't want Guam tipping over and sinking into the ocean.
This is a island that at its widest level is 12 miles from shore to shore, and at its smallest level or smallest location, it's 7 miles between one shore and the other. Is that correct?
I don't have the exact dimensions, but to your point, sir, I think Guam is a small island.
My fear is that the whole island will become so overly populated that it will tip over and capsize.
We don't anticipate that.
I give that general a whole lot of credit right there. Hank Johnson was serious. He actually thought, this, by the way, is an elected member of Congress, that the island of Guam was going to tip over if there were too many soldiers stationed on that small island. He thinks the island is floating out there in the ocean, and that if there are too many people on that island or too much weight, it's going to tip over and then sink to the seafloor. We also learned this week that Joe Biden is a chicken killer, which is exactly why the price of eggs is so high. It turns out that just after the election, in November and December specifically, Joe Biden ordered the murder of over 145 million innocent hens nationwide. Hens, if you didn't know, lay eggs. The official line after the fact from the Biden White House was that the hens had to go because of the bird flu. And I just think it's interesting that all of this happened after Donald Trump won the election. They did this after. It's almost like Joe Biden knew that doing that would cause egg prices to go up, which they did. Egg prices would go up and the value of Hunter Biden's artwork is going down. Did you see this? Tragic news. Hunter Biden says, ever since his dad left office, no one is buying his paintings. But wait, I remember the media telling us that Hunter was a serious artist and people buying his artwork was in no way an attempt to get access to his father, the former president. Heck, the New York Times even called Hunter an undiscovered artist. So I don't know what happened. When I think about great painters in history, Norman Rockwell, Claude Monet, Vincent van Gogh, Hunter Biden always is next on that list for me. I don't know about you. I just don't get it. His dad leaves office and suddenly no one wants to buy Hunter Biden's artwork anymore. More to come, I'm sure.
Information. Truth is freedom. Is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.